Hey loves, it's been a while. Let's talk. First and foremost, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Debra, and you are here with Still Well Budgeting. Here on this channel, we do all things savings challenges, cash stuffing, money management, debt payoff, the whole 9 yards. If that's content that you're into, feel free to stick around for the remainder of this video because today we are going to get into it and have a much needed conversation. It's been a while, so let's go. All right. I've not been here. When's the last time I posted a video, guys? I don't even know. Let me see if I can pull it up really quickly. I'm going to do my very, very best to not ramble in this video because I do not want to have to edit a lot. That's really been what's been my, almost kind of like the bane of my existence, is having to edit. I don't know, guys. When was the last time I posted a video? This was April 11th. It is currently April the 21st. And that was the day that I posted it, not the day that I recorded it and had to edit and so forth. So it's been a while since I have sat down in front of the camera, whether it was just my hands or my face. You know, at one point we were doing face-to-face Fridays, which I think we're going to bring back, but today is not Friday. It's the 21st, and you may actually get this video on the 21st if I do a good job in not rambling and actually getting to the point. There is actually much to discuss, so I'm not even going to sit here and pretend as if it's going to be a quick video. I don't know. Save it to your watch later. Come back and watch it later if it's too long for you, but this is candid conversation. Like, it's candid conversation. We have to have a discussion. Sorry, my background is wrinkled. Y'all, I done steamed this. I done steamed this background. So at this point, it's just going to be what it is, okay? Trust God. Trust God. Okay, so if you are not following me, let me make this disclaimer. If you are not subscribed to my vlogging channel, head on over to Still Well Living. I will link it in the description. And follow that. I just dropped a new vlog. I think it was funny. I think you'll enjoy it. Of a birthday / anniversary cookout for my parents. My parents celebrate 43 years. My dad turned 75 on today, actually, the 21st. Both of them, they got married on his birthday. And so this past Saturday, we did a whole shebang. Go watch it if you want to see it. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, this is candid conversations about being a cash budgeter. You hear my dad upstairs laughing right about now. I don't know if you can. Yikes. But either way, it's these last few months, dare I say since January, has been rather interesting. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that beginning immediately I'll be like changing or adjusting and things like that. Number one, first and foremost, I realized that I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I have my paper, but I still want to make sure I have my thoughts together. Okay, I'm just going to say it really simple like this. I'm about to become a hardcore low-income budgeter. I just am. I'm about to become a hardcore low-income budgeter. Not because I live beyond my means. Y'all see on my budget, right? The way that I budget, the way that you see it here, it's just what it is. I don't put something here, fake it, and pretend, and then turn the camera off and it's a double life. No. Literally what you see is what is real. It's what's me. All budget related things regarding my finances. So I don't live above my means. However, I am so different when it comes to how I spend my money now than I was just a year ago. Now, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but just a year ago, the way that I view my finances is different. And I want, as one of my goals were, if you watch my channel for since the beginning of this year, one of my goals is to save more than I spend. I want to save. Can't stress it enough. I want to save more money than I spend. And that's not happening right now. Like, I did my first quarter examination. And if my goal is to save more than I spend, I've not done a good job. Now, let me just say this, okay? Because we are about to go into a completely different month. You never saw my May budget close out. You never saw my April budget close out. You never saw my first paycheck in April. I didn't bring any of those videos to you. Now, hear me out and hear me clearly. This is really what I do in real life, right? The budgeting, the planning, the strategizing, all of that you see, I actually do that in real life. So whether or not I bring a video to you, please know I'm still sitting at this desk, the desk in my room, sitting in the car, sitting at my job, whatever, still budgeting my finances, period. I still do it, right? And most of the time, I do a mock budget. I do at least 2 or 3 mock budgets before I actually settle on which budget I'm going to stick with and do for that paycheck, which is the final budget that ends up in my budget book, okay, that you all see when I bring it here. I did not show those, but I will be 100% honest and transparent and say, okay, the video was recorded for you to see me close out the March monthly budget and open up the April monthly budget. I just didn't have time to sit down and edit it, guys. I'm just being honest. I didn't have time to sit down and do the voiceover and walk through step by step. My time, I just didn't have a lot of time. And so I said, you know what? It is what it is. And when I thought about coming to sit down and do this face-to-face with you, I said, oh, well, let me just update them on it. March was sour. If I'm going to tell you about the good, I have to be transparent enough to tell you about the bad. March was sour. It was rank. It was just funky. Like, it was just a no-go, right? Because... So now that it's over, I feel like I can discuss it. So my church does like a consecration, right? I love it. I enjoy doing it. You'll never hear me talk bad about it. Here's the thing. What I've failed to recognize every single year is that during that time, my desire to eat kind of dwindles, right? Like, the way that it was from sun up to sundown is when we fast. And then you have the rest of the time. So from 6 to 6. And so after 6, I'm only going to eat about 1 meal. And for me, don't know how anybody else's body works, but for me, especially around the feminine time of the month, I have to eat what I have a taste for, or I'm not going to be satisfied. My body's going to be like, absolutely not. Find something else to eat. And then I find myself eating 2 and 3 meals in a day right before I go to sleep because I'm trying to satisfy whatever taste or desire my body has at the time. So there were times like we had food in the house and my body's like, but I don't want that, right? So like, order what you want or you're not going to be satisfied. And I would order what I want and I would just eat that 1 meal a day and be straight, right? I would be good until the next day when we can eat again after sundown. So that was what that was for me. But that also meant spending money. That if you saw my monthly budget when I first went into the month of March, there was no money allotted for dine out. But ask me, did I dine out? Ask me, did I dine out? Yes, I did. Literally almost every day. So the finances were just all over the place in the month of March. Like, it was really, really rank. And if I feel like it, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If I feel like it, I will put a screenshot. I will go inside of the video, take a screenshot, and come and upload it to this. But I'm telling you, I don't feel like editing. I don't. So it may or may not be in the video. But all I'm saying is, you can take my word for it. March was trifling. It was just rank. It was just bad. And then the month of April came in. And I'm planning that out. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, any period of time, you will know that when I am over it, I am over a thing. Whether I'm in the middle of a savings challenge and I'm just like, I'm tired of doing it, let's reallocate the money and move on. Whether it's, you know, it doesn't even matter. Like if I'm working with a planner and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this plan anymore, let's switch it up. Like y'all saw me go, oh, it's in my other desk. But like I switched planners in the middle of these, but they were still my planners. But the method of the plan, like I switched it. Like when I am through with something, I'm through with something. Which is why I've been definitely trying to pace myself throughout the year, because I want to make sure that I don't just up and start quitting everything. You know what I mean? Like I've come way too far to start doing that. And so I think I've been very, very good with pacing myself, but I'm through with the debt. Like the debt at the beginning of the year, and I will link my most recent debt video in the description. At the beginning of the year, I'm like, you know, well, let's try to get the debt paid by, June 30th. And when I say debt, the largest debt that I have is my car payment. And then the rest of the debts are like consumer debt. So it's credit cards and old credit cards that were sent to collections because I didn't pay them in my youth. So now I'm trying to pay them up. Or things like Klarna and Afterpay, right? So I've been like, I want to get all of that paid off by June 30th. I was on the right track, y'all. Y'all have no idea how on the track I was until I got hit with another dentist credit card. Because teeth are expensive, as if they don't want you to keep them in your mouth. At this point, like they want to charge you for everything. So, long story short, I can't blame them. It's me. I wasn't taking the best care of my teeth, and that just is what it is. I'm doing much better now, though. Yay me. Anyway, so I ended up with another $1,000 credit card for Care Credit, which is like the health credit card that you can use. And so now I'm paying that down. Do I want that done by June 30th? Absolutely. Is that realistic? If I stick to my guns, it is very much so realistic to pay it off. It's very much so realistic. But what I don't want to do is sacrifice one victory for another. What do I mean by that? I want to save more than I spend this year. And I also want to pay off debt. Do I want to forego saving money to pay that debt off when I could save money and pay on the debt at the same time? That's something I'll have to consider. It's something I'll have to consider, because I could very well, if I stick to my guns and stick to a plan and a strategy, I could very well have that $1,000 paid off. I'll say a month and a half. I really could. But then I wouldn't be saving anything. And honestly, that would break my heart more than having that $1,000 bill not paid off by June. You understand what I'm saying? Because I want to save. And I don't just want all of the savings that I do to go towards debt. I want to build my sinking funds, because I've been talking to my friends lately and they've been talking about, oh, they had to get this fixed on their car and this fixed on their car. And thank God he's been taking care of me and my vehicle, and I haven't had to have any major repairs done. But I'm also hit with the realization that my car is 8 years old and it's over 100,000 miles. You understand what I'm saying? So I, at some point, need to start building that up. So yeah, I'm just not at the point where I just want to completely forego my savings to throw the book at the debt in that way. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. It's still some factoring I have to do. But when I said all that to say, when I came into the month of April, I was like, I don't want to have this debt much longer. Like I'm kind of just over it. So again, I'll link my recent debt video down in the description so you can see what my debt was looking like. I've paid, Amazon came through, and if it was $300 and less, my first paycheck in April, I said, let's go ahead and take it and deal with it. Like, let's deal with it. And so that meant I had to forego the amount of money that I usually put towards rent, the amount of money that I usually put towards my car note, the amount of money that I usually put towards my phone bill. And I paid for only the necessary expenses. I decided to forego my subscriptions for this month, except the Y. I kept the Y, which is crazy because I still haven't been there to the Y yet. And I got rid of Disney Plus. I put a pause on Disney Plus. I put a pause on CapCut. I put a pause on Canva. I put a pause on Apple Music. I paused all of my subscriptions to my last paycheck of the month, okay? Because right now, that's not my focus. Subscriptions are just not they're just not. I'm sorry, it's just not. Right now, it's debt and saving. So for my first paycheck, if it was $300 or less, I went ahead and I did it. So Amazon, that was about 280 something, which you all know if you watch my debt updates or my budgeting videos was portfolio recovery. Portfolio recovery, I knocked it out. I said, I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I've had this debt for a while now and I kept pushing it off. Now I'm at a point where I'm paying on it and it's at a reasonable price that I can go ahead and pay off. I kicked out $280 something. Might have been 260 something. And I just was done with that. I'm gonna have to edit this video. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna edit this video to put no screenshots in here. I'll do that in my next debt update. You'll see the screenshots to it in my next debt update because I like to show you like full transparency, full honesty. So that's done. Progressive leasing, which was a bill expense that I had for my business that I acquired back in February, and I wanted to have that done in 90 days. I met the 90-day payoff. That's done. Klarna and Afterpay, had to get those out of here. They're done. So I have two MasterCards. My first MasterCard has the lowest credit limit and the lowest interest rate. I can't remember the interest rate off the top of my head, but the credit limit is $400 on that card. Okay, so I let that card alone because the interest is low and I'm good on that card. But the second one, which is my second MasterCard, the credit limit is $700 and the interest rate is high. It's between 26 and 32, but I can't remember the exact percentage. We'll see that in my next debt update video. I don't have to pull it out and then have to edit. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to edit. So I believe it was $250 at that second MasterCard with the high interest rate because I've been dealing with that card for so long and I feel like I just have to throw as much as I can at it so that I can finally get over it. All I have left now on that credit card is $162 and that will be paid off. And I'm going to tackle that my very first pay in the month of May. That credit card will be done. Glory, hallelujah. Hallelujah, glory. Because I can't do no more. It gotta go. It has to go. It has to go. So that's what the month of April looked like. March was funky. The finances were just ridiculous. The first pay in April, get these debts that I can get paid off. Now, the only reason that I did that was because based on the love offerings that I do for ministry engagements, as well as based on love offerings that I receive from ministry engagements, that I don't do ministry engagements for love offerings. Let's be very clear on that. Okay. And then the last check that I received for my 9 to 5, they will cover my expenses. Okay. So everything that I could not cover my first pay because I just knocked it out with debt will be covered. So rent, car note, phone bill, all of that is able to be covered in my second pay of the month. Okay. Even if I don't pick back up on my subscriptions, my bills are paid. Glory to God. I would not recommend you doing what I did, which is taking the whole paycheck and throwing it towards that. I would not recommend you doing what I did if you know that would not be your situation, okay? Take care of your bills, pay your debts the way that you have them set up. But me personally, I was over it. I made an impulse decision, pay them all off, and then I budgeted my next pay periods as well so that I know how my finances are going to fall. And that way I was able to pay that debt off and still have my bills paid. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I did put something towards rent because rent is $1,000 a month. Yeah. So some money did go towards rent. Let's not be confused. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot. Absolutely not. But So I did do that. I did put some money aside for rent, and I didn't put any aside for car notes. My entire car note will be coming out of my next pay. Okay, anyway, moving on. I said all of that to say we're 20 minutes into this video. I don't think I'm editing, guys, so I'm so serious. I'm sorry if you have to put this video and watch later and come back. But this is me being upfront, honest, and transparent, like real talk, like for real. Because sometimes this budgeting journey can be a little bit overwhelming when certain things don't go as planned, right? And the month of March just did not go as planned. And so here's some things that I'm now going to go into that I'm going to start doing differently. I think beginning now, I was going to say the second half of the year, but I'm thinking of doing these like right now. The first thing is becoming a hardcore low income budgeter. Now, I make a decent amount of my job. I thank God for my job and how much the Lord is allowing me to make, how much my job pays me. I thank God for that. However, you all know that I bring 1731 to each budget. If you watch my budgeting videos, that's all I can say. If you watch my budgeting videos, you know I bring 1731 each pay. That is post tithe, post health deductions, post taxes, okay, being withdrawn. Now, I have decided that I am going to only budget $1,500 per pay. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I looked up my expenses, and I wanted to bring all of this. So I looked at my expenses from the last few months that I have been recording my expenses. And the monthly expenses will be about $2,398, okay? $1,500 plus $1,500 is $3,000. So if my expenses are $2,398 and my monthly budget is $3,000, then that would leave me with a remaining balance of $601, okay? That I'm able to do sinking funds, variable expenses, all of the whole nine from, okay? And those are just two categories that I'm going to stick with now because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with the rest of the money. Okay, so I have $1,731 minus $1,500. That leaves me with $231 that will not be budgeted for. I'm going to tell you what that is going to be for. That $231 is strictly going to savings. Strictly going to savings. The reason that I'm bringing $1,500 to the table, okay, is kind of like the same reason for why I bring $1,731 to the table, right? My tithe is already taken out of it because I don't even want to factor in that money as budgetable. I don't even know if that's a word, guys. I don't even know if that's a word, but I don't even want to put my tithe down because that's something that's a non-negotiable for me. I don't know how you do your finances, but for me, that's a non-negotiable, right? I'm going to do that. So I don't even factor that in. That comes off the top for me, kind of like how taxes and health deductions does. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's why I bring 1731. Me bringing 1,500 is making it in my mind the exact same way that I do my tithe, my deductions, my taxes. That 231 is money that's untouchable. You cannot touch this money. Like this money has a specific designation. This comes up off rip. It is a non-negotiable that $231 from every single pay period is getting saved. Now, if I do 231 times 12, okay, so 231 times 12 is $2,772. Now, hear me out. Non-negotiable, $231 every pay off the top. So that means $1,500 is what I have to pay my bills, to pay my fixed expenses, my fixed expenses, my variable expenses, my sinking funds, and savings challenges. Hear me out, okay? I have $601 left. I'll put towards my variable expenses, put money where it needs to go for my sinking funds, but I'm still going to do savings challenges out of that $601 when I can, okay? If that money doesn't have to go towards something else, it's going to go towards savings challenges when I can put it towards savings challenges. That $231 just means that's a non-negotiable. If I don't do nothing else towards savings, that $231 is going towards my savings. But if that 601 has been budgeted out, and even if I have $50 left of that money after variables and sinking funds are taken care of, then I'm going to put $50 towards my savings. I'm saving more than I spend. Do y'all hear me? So I'm about to become a hardcore low-income budgeter. It's about to be $1,500 that I'm able to budget every single pay. And that's going to leave me with 601 to do variable sinking funds and some savings challenges when I can. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. It makes clear sense to me because, like I said, whatever I bring to the table that you all see me budget, that's real life. Like, I do not say, oh, well, let me take some more money out of my account. No, that $1,731 is all I'm strictly sticking to. And so that's what I'm going to be doing from now moving forward, because I have to save, y'all. Like, I have to. Like, a lot of times I get sad sometimes, if I'm being honest, if a check comes and goes and I wasn't able to save as much as I wanted to save. And it's probably because I ate out too much. I'm just being honest with you. DoorDash, I gotta delete it from all of my accounts. Like, all of my, I have to delete DoorDash. And I have to make it so that I can eat out. I'm going to budget to eat out, but it's going to be cash in my wallet, number one. And I have to go and get it. So I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. Getting the laziness out of my spirit. Getting myself up and out of the house. That's number one. So if I'm going to eat out, I either have to go out and get it, or I can't do it. Like, I can't eat out. If I'm not going to go and pick it up, I cannot eat out, because I can no longer do DoorDash. The extra fees, the monthly pass and all that kind of stuff, it's just too much. Like, I saw this one sidebar for a second. I saw this one company where on the app, their sandwich, their giant sandwich was like $24. I went into on DoorDash app, $24 for the sandwich. I went into their store and it was $16. Why are y'all price gouging us like this? Like, that's crazy. And that was just the cost of the sandwich. That wasn't fees, delivery, taxes. None of that was included. And I go in the store and it's $16 for that sandwich. I said, y'all will not be price gouging me like this. Absolutely not. I didn't even know that was something that they could do. But apparently so. So anyway, I'm saying all of this to say, either I get up and go get the food and knock out the laziness, go put some pep in my step, get my steps in, or I got to find something at home to eat. It's just that simple. This is the stuff that I have to do for me, because if I don't, I'm never going to reach my goals. Okay. All right. So that's number one. Becoming a hard, low-income budgeter. Number two, no more no spends. Say it with me. No more no spends. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. This may not be a story, and that's okay. This is a personal journey. Everybody's journey is individual, and it's personal. I can no longer do a no spend. You ever heard of the saying? I did a research paper when I was in my speech class years ago. And there was this thing called frugal fatigue that they were saying a lot of people deal with. And that is where people are so tired of having to be frugal. They're so tired of having to spend small, like shop small and not get the things that they desire. And I feel like January, which is my no spend month, I did good in January. I think I spent a few times, but I don't even think it was above $100. Like, I really, really did good on my no spend month, and I was proud of myself. I really, really was. However, I think frugal fatigue came in with a vengeance. Like, it was just like, what's up? Like, it came through the door swinging. Like, I was fighting for my life in these streets with this frugal fatigue, because it was just like, for some reason, not being able to spend, once I finally got able to spend, I was like, spend. Baby girl, spend. Where's the card? Run it. Swipe it. Tap the machine. Give me what I'm asking for. right? Because for all of those days, 30 days straight, I was like telling myself, no, you can't have that. No, you can't have that. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't have a chick or a child. That's what my mother called it. I don't have a child. I don't have a pet. I don't have a spouse or significant other. Everything that I bring in takes care of me. I treat myself kindly. I don't tell myself no. Because why? Why? Why would I tell myself no? I don't tell myself no. In January, every day I had to tell myself no. I was hurting my own feelings. Like, I was hurting my own feelings. Like, no. What do you mean? This is your money. Like, what? Like, you know that J.G. Wentworth commercial? Is it J.G. Wentworth? No, that's not it. What's that one that says, it's my money and I need it now? It's my money and I need it now. Is it J.G. Wentworth? I feel like it's J.G. Wentworth. I don't know. But whatever it is, I was like, girl, this is my money. Like, why am I not able to spend my money? Well, it was because I was on a no spend. In February, I wrote around here and I said, girl, spend everything. I did. I said, go ahead and spend everything. And it made me not like it. It made me not like the experience of no spending. And so instead of doing no spends, I'll be doing low spend months, right? Which means I will give myself a certain amount that I cannot go over for spending. That way I can still spend, but also still put more money towards my savings. Telling myself no like that, I'm going to be honest with you, was very, very difficult. And I am just, to whomever the future spouse may be, I don't tell myself no. That's gonna have to be something that you adapt to. Not because I'm not willing to change, but just because, like, I'm pushing 30. You understand what I'm saying? And so I've been taking care of myself for a while, and so the ability to just up and go when I want, do what I want, when I want, spend money how I want, all of this time is just like, yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So telling myself no is kind of weird. So I don't plan to do that again. So I will be doing low spends, LOW, instead of no and no spends. I'm so serious. I'm not doing a no spend again. That was just, it was traumatic. And so I don't plan to ever do that again. So that's the second thing that I'm going to change. And that's the third. Okay, because on my paper, the third thing is the only bringing $1,500. And I jumped ahead of myself. So only bringing $1,500 to each cash stuffing. So the first one, becoming a hardcore low income budgeter. No more no spends for me, only low spends. And then $1,500 per pay. Like I said, the low spends, I will give myself a certain amount of money that I cannot, like a certain budget that I cannot exceed for the month. Okay. So that would not be me telling myself no. It's more of like a negotiator type of a thing. Like, okay, you can get this, but just know you're going to be down to this and you won't be able to get this. So it's kind of a negotiation rather than an absolute downright no. Okay. So number 4, I'm going back to splitting my variable cash down the middle to cover 2 weeks. So I did it for a little while in your face, but then I started doing like behind the scenes, and then I stopped altogether. But what I mean by that is I get paid every other week. Okay. So when I stuff my cash wallet, I'm doing it for 2 weeks. When I first started cash budgeting, I was putting all that 2 weeks money into my wallet at one time. Then I realized that by the second week, I would be out of money because I spent all the money in the first week. So I decided, well, let me start doing separate weeks. So I split the money all down the middle that I budgeted. And so half of it would be, except for gas and groceries, that had to go in there in the first week. No, except groceries. Gas, I did split down the middle. So groceries was the only one that I did not split. So half went in for the first week and then I put the other half away. And then the next week I went and stuffed my wallet again. and put that money in there to cover week number 2. I'm going to go back to that because it helped me, and I realized that once I stopped doing it, I reverted back to spending all the money in the first week. Okay, so I'm going to go back to doing that. You'll most likely see some shorts during the second week. I'm not going to do a whole video dedicated towards just stuffing my wallet for the second week. It'll probably be in a short so that, you know, I can be held accountable for doing that, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm trying to go through here because I'm already at 35 minutes and I don't want to keep y'all too long. Okay, one thing that I realized is that I'm struggling with consistency because I failed to plan. So what am I going to do now? Plan everything. I know that that may sound tedious. I know that because life is unexpected, and that's the thing. I'm factoring in unexpected moments. One thing that I realized is that, like today, I could tell you, my month of May is clear. I don't have anything going on in the month of May. And month of May will hit, and next thing I know, I have something happening every single day of the week, and I don't know how it ended up on the program. These last 2 weeks in the month of April have been a whirlwind because in the month of March, I was like, oh, my April is open. April got here, and it was just like, it's on the books, it's on the books, and I was like, yikes. So I need to actually sit down and plan out everything. Like, I'm talking about setting goals for myself that are very, very specific. Like, I'm in a leadership society now, and one of the things that they were talking to us about was SMART goals. And we know about SMART goals. Like, we've been learning about SMART goals for I don't know how long. But it wasn't until I actually sat down and had them in this leadership training that we did a few months ago, had them really help me to focus on understanding how beneficial a SMART goal is, especially when it's one that's measurable, right? Yeah, it makes sense to me. So not only do I want to build up my sinking funds, but I want to give them a target. I want to give them, by this date, I want to have this much in my sinking funds, which lets me know, hey, if you're going to do that, you have to make sure that this is how much you're putting towards this, and so forth and so on. And that way it'll help me to be more consistent. I'm lacking consistency. Like, if you look at my socials, it'll be a time where I'm posting a whole lot and then I'll not post a lot. And then I'll go back to posting and then I'll post some, and then I'll, like, the inconsistency is there because I'm not planning, and I'm failing to plan. And I can be honest with myself and say that to myself. I am failing to sit down and create effective plans. And so what it looks like is now I'm planning everything. At the top of the week on Sunday, I'm sitting down, and I might do it on Monday. Like, I might start on Monday and then end the week on Sunday, because Mondays I work from home, and then I also don't have class on Monday. So Mondays are like the days where I can like really sit down and really plan and strategize. So I might do that for Mondays. But at the top of every week, I have to plan it out. What does it look like? Because I need some consistency in my life, because I'm starting, honestly, to feel like I'm flailing. I'm starting to feel like I'm flailing. Not just in my finances, because my finances I feel like I still have a really good control over, but life, period. I'm starting to feel like I'm flailing. And people were like, girl, you need an assistant. And I'm like, you know, that would be fine, but I would still feel like I'm flailing, because then they have the knowledge of what's going on and I don't. And now I'm just like that doesn't work for me. So yeah. Okay. I do a lot, y'all. Believe it or not, I do a lot outside of this. Okay. So what am I going to do differently? I think this is number 5 that I'm talking about now, because I just talked about planning. So planning is what I'm going to do differently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're on 6 now. Number 6, and this is major, and I think that everybody may want to try this out at some point if you can. Number 6 for me, factoring fun into my life. I work so hard. I work so hard. I do so much. And as busy as I am, you would think that I get to do something fun every now and again. I don't. And it's nobody else's fault but mine. because I do not factor fun into my day-to-day life. So what am I going to be doing differently? Starting now, I'm going to be intentional, very intentional about creating space in my budget to do something fun for me. And that may look like people coming along with me if they can afford to, or maybe they can't. I don't know. But I have to do something like fun for me. I've been looking up different activities around like the city, like candle making, like VR, going to VRs, doing like escape rooms or something like that, because of the issue that I deal with like my stomach and everything like that. I don't like eating out as much. Like I would much rather go do an event and then grab some food and come home and eat rather than actually going out to eat. But I don't mind going out to eat though. I just probably won't eat as much while I'm there, if that makes any sense. I don't know. When I say it doesn't make any sense, it's only because I don't know if I do a good job at explaining. It's not because I'm insulting your intelligence. Always have to put that disclaimer out there because I say it a lot in conversation. Okay, so I have to be so intentional about factoring fun into my budget because I don't do it. And this also ties in the next number, which is number 7, including pampering into my budget. As you can see, my nails are not done, but you all know I do my own nails. I at least need to factor in a pedicure. I at least need to factor in a massage every 3 months. I have to do something. Having somebody to, like, going to go and see my beautician, right? Having her do my hair instead of me doing my hair, right? Having her, like, at this present moment, this is a wig, by the way. I don't know if you can see the lace or not, but it is what it is. Okay, you know it's not mine, so just get with the program. I don't do all that lace laying down. I just can't get G with it. I don't have the time. I'm currently looking at weave net, sewing thread, and sewing needles because I said, you know what, Deborah, go ahead and do your own hair. Why? I mean, I know I can do it, and I do that a lot of times to save money. And that's the reason that I started doing my own nails and started getting like wigs and like doing my own hair, is to save money. I'm at a point now where I really could budget it and put money into the budget to get pampered. And I need to do that. I really, really need to do that. I need to be okay with spending my money on myself, which is why I cannot wait until this challenge is done. I cannot wait until the You've Got Savings Challenge is done. This is a customizable challenge on my website. I do all the stoning, the blend from Stewart Well Budgeting. You've Got Savings. It's a mailbox. Your name goes over here. Stewart Well Budgeting is my company. And then up to 4 digits over here. That's the year that I started my business. All the things, right? And in it is the Savings Challenge envelopes. Get it? Mailbox envelopes. And these envelopes are for self-care, self-love. I've done a few of them already. There's a few that I still have left to do. I cannot wait until this challenge is complete. I don't know how much I'm going to end up saving at the end of it. But I can't wait till it's complete because I'm going to put that money towards self-care because I just don't do enough for me. And that's just honest. As much as I go and I go and I go, I need to incorporate something that allows me to just breathe. And I can go to get my feet done at the nail shop and just let them do that while I sit and just breathe and don't have to worry about it. Or a day where I don't feel like doing my own nails, I could just let them do a manicure for me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want them putting no gels on. If I'm going to do gel, I'm going to do the gel myself. Give me a manicure. Give me a nice little hand massage. Do something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because one, I deserve it, right? But I also don't feel like you should budget so much that you forget to enjoy the moments of life that you can enjoy. And there are things out there that you could do for free. Like I like looking at nature. So I can go and find somewhere that's like next to a body of water and just sit and just watch the beauty of nature, right? Like to go down the harbor, just sit down the harbor and just watch that. You understand what I'm saying? Like I could do those things that don't cost a lot. Go to the zoo. I don't know. Find something. Find something so that I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm saving, but I'm not living. And the word that was spoken over our church for 2025 is that we're going to thrive and not just survive. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to learn how to do that for me. You know what I mean? Like I have to. So that's that. Next is using credit cards. I'm paying all of them down. The reason that those balances got so high was because I was spending the money that I did not have. You understand? Those balances were there before I started to do this budgeting. That's why I'm so annoyed. I'm just like, they just have to go, because I've been doing this budgeting journey for a little minute now. And those credit cards was high and lifted up way back when. Some I brought down and they ended up going back up because I was spending the money. Let's just be real, right? But that $700 one, it's been high lifted up for a while because of interest and annual fees. I'm through with it. But here's the thing. Now that I am educated and I understand how to properly use my credit card, I plan to use it correctly now. What does that look like? I will use my credit card like I do my variable expenses. So I'll pull the cash out of my account and I will stuff it into my wallet. Okay. That way, if I'm going to say, let's say $200 for groceries, I put $200 in my wallet. I have the cash out. I'm going to use when I go to the grocery store, instead of using that cash, I'm going to swipe my credit card. Okay. Because I'm still in the credit building plan. Like, I still want to build my credit. I have to build my credit up more. Okay. So this is why I'm doing this. So I plan to go swipe that $200, and before it's time, like when my bill is due for my credit card, I take that $200 and all the other monies that I've spent for my variable expenses, go put them in the bank and pay that credit card off each month. Okay. That way I am building my credit. That's my whole point of throwing the book at debt, getting all of these credit cards and all of these debts and all of these collections off of my credit so that my credit can go up, which it has recently. Cannot wait. Now, ever since I have paid off the debts that I just listed earlier in this video, I have not, my credit score has not updated yet. So I'm waiting for it to update. But I'm super excited. I'm excited about it. But that's what I plan to do. I'm going to spend it, but I'm also going to have it to spend. I hope that makes sense. Because before it was like, oh, I don't have $200, but this transaction is $200, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe it. And so now when it comes time to pay it off, I don't have the $200 to pay that credit card off. I'm paying it over time. Interest is building. Whereas if I set the money aside for it already, and when I swipe that card, by the time it's time to pay that off, I have the money to pay that credit card off. Does that make sense? I'll do a separate video at another time. And if I start doing more face-to-face videos, each face-to-face video does not have to be an hour long. Sheesh. Okay. And then last but not least, what I'm going to do. I plan to be intentional about each dollar I have in my wallet. So with that being said, I have a spending category. I have gas, that's intentional, that's going towards gas. Groceries, that's intentional, it's going towards groceries. Then I have Debra, household, miscellaneous, and dine out. Okay. Miscellaneous. Oh, and I also have giving, because I go to church. I need to have money in my wallet to give. If I see someone in need, I need to be able to give, so forth and so on. So I have giving in there as well. Debra, I think that I want to target that towards whatever that fun or pampering activity is. Does that make sense? So if it's, I'm going to get a pedicure this week, so I'm stuffing Debra with $45. I don't know. I haven't had a pedicure in so long. I don't know how much pedicures are at this point. So okay, so I'm going to stuff $45 in Debra because I'm going to go and get a pedicure this week. Currently, the way that I do, I'm stuffing it in Debra, and whatever I want to spend it on is just what it's going to end up being spent on. I don't want to do that. And so the only one that's like in my wallet that I don't want to give anything to is miscellaneous, because the point of miscellaneous is it's an unexpected, something just came up or something I just want to spend the money on. When it comes to household, I need to look around the house. Okay, what do I need in the house? Oh, I need to pick up some paper towels. Oh, I need to pick up some mopping pads for my Swiffer, or some liquid for my Swiffer. I need to start looking at those things to see what I need in the house, so that I know, okay, I'm putting $50 in for the household. I need to start being intentional about what my money is going towards. And the reason I say that is because I'll find myself sometimes like spending money on things that shouldn't, like for instance, dine out. Why am I spending money for myself on dine out? Not saying that that's an issue, but I have a dine out category. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have a dine out category in my wallet. Why am I pulling from Debra to dine out? No, Debra, that needs to be something for me that makes me feel good. And of course, eating feels good, but at the same time, groceries. Why would Debra at all be going towards food when I have a groceries category and a dine out category in my wallet? I'm talking about me. I don't know how you do. I can't speak to you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything about what you do. I'm talking about what has or what hasn't worked for me. Some things that I just realized I need to do differently if I want to see a change in what my money is doing. Okay. So that's where I am. That's where I am. And I'm so proud of myself because I've had to spend some money lately out of my sinking fund binder. But I'm so grateful because I've not touched any of my savings challenges. I've not, like me last year, around about this time, I probably would have gone and gotten my savings challenge money. I'm just being honest. I most likely would have. But I've not touched like any of my savings challenges, and outside of the 2025 savings challenges, and we'll get into that in another video. I did touch those, and that was intentional. But like the You've Got Savings, this one right here, the character savings box. When I look at this, I smile because I can still see the money in there. I didn't touch the money. My covenant challenge, they're all tucked away safely somewhere. So yeah, I'm not going to go and run and get those. The covenant challenge, yes I am, because I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. I had to go and get them. So y'all wouldn't think I'm lying in these streets. Covenant challenge, haven't touched the money that's in the covenant challenge, right? I haven't touched this. I haven't even done this book in a minute. The nursery rhyme. Haven't touched that money. This y'all might be like, girl, but when you've come so far from a thing, it gets easy to celebrate. I haven't touched the money in my you can't even see that part. In my savings challenge books, right? Like the money is still there. Me last year when I got into this place, especially after the month of March, I probably would have been pulling money from everywhere and saying, forget the challenges. But when I say I've come so far in my journey, I'm just overjoyed at how far I've come. But if I want to continue to see progress, I have to make some changes. And those are the changes that I have just spilled out to you all here. This journey is not easy. It's not. It's not. Things are high. Expenses are high, without question. And sometimes being frugal can get tiring. But I want to build wealth, not just for myself, but for my family, for my future. And I want to steward my finances well. And so I'm excited about the journey that I am on. I hope that maybe a tip or something that I said in this video, maybe something that you can think like, oh, that may work, maybe not. Maybe you have been fighting to try to get through a no spend and you keep being unsuccessful and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna give up. Maybe a no spend is not for you. Maybe a low spend is what you should do. I'm not doing no more no spends. I'm telling you that up front. I'm telling you that up front. I'm not doing it. Because, like, real talk, yeah, no. It's just a no. The feeling that I had after that was of just like buy everything that I did not have before I did that. It's just not worth it. So yeah, we'll talk, and I look forward to getting back to these face-to-face videos. We're all going to do more of these. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, this is content that you're into and you like this video. First of all, if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you. Just drop any emoji in the chat. In the comment section. I really don't care what emoji you drop. Just let me know that you made it this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is content that you're into. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are at 481 subscribers. We are almost at 500, y'all. We could do it. We could do 500 before the half mark of this year. We could do 500. We could do 500 by the half mark of this year. What y'all think? I think it's doable. I'm going to work on my consistency. But thank you so much for watching. And until next time, you all be well. God bless you.